Let's talk about the world's most exclusive club. The entry fee? $1 trillion. That's a 1 followed by 12 zeros. It's an absolutely staggering number. And today, we're going to peek behind the velvet rope. We'll see who's in, how they got there, and who might be knocking on the door next. But before we dive into all of that, we need to get something important out of the way first. Okay, just a quick but really important heads up. Everything we're about to cover is for informational purposes only. Think of this as a breakdown of the business world, but it is absolutely not investment advice. All right, with that covered, let's get a feel for the sheer scale of what we're talking about.
Just look at that number, $1 trillion. It's almost impossible to wrap your head around, right? Well, that is the price of admission to this elite corporate circle. For a very small handful of companies, this isn't just a number, it's their reality.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll define what this club is all about. Then, we'll meet the current members, the titans. After that, we'll dig into the engine that's powering their growth, check out who's next in line, and finally, we'll boil it all down to one key takeaway. So what is the $1 trillion club, really? Well, it's not some formal group with a secret handshake. It's more of a status symbol, you know? It's a milestone that signals incredible global power and market dominance, and your ticket in is based on one specific number. And that number is called market capitalization, or just market cap. It sounds complicated, but the idea is actually super simple. You just take a company's stock price and multiply it by how many shares are out in the world. Once that calculation crosses the $1 trillion mark, boom, you're in the club. All right, so who has actually made it? Let's meet the current titans of the business world, the companies that have already climbed that $1 trillion mountain. Now, when you look at this list, something just jumps right out at you, doesn't it? It's all about tech. The top 5, Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Alphabet, Amazon, they're all built on digital platforms that can scale to billions of people. Then you've got Berkshire Hathaway, a totally different beast, a classic conglomerate built for steady, stable returns. It's a fascinating contrast. And this chart just puts that scale into perspective. Wow, the fight at the top is fierce. Nvidia has just rocketed ahead to $4.3 trillion, with Microsoft and Apple hot on its heels. We're not just in the $1 trillion club anymore, we are deep into the multi-trillion-dollar era. So what is the secret sauce? What's fueling this kind of explosive growth? Well, it's not a coincidence. There is a very powerful engine at work here, and it's being powered by two of the biggest forces shaping our world today, artificial intelligence and the cloud. Now, the really crucial thing to understand is that these drivers are all connected. They feed each other. Think about it. The cloud gives companies access to unbelievable computing power. AI is the software that runs on that power, and that AI runs on those tiny, super advanced semiconductor chips. All of it gets delivered to you and me through these massive digital platforms. Master that cycle, and you get these incredible valuations. And if you think this is all just hype, check this out. By 2028, the projected revenue just from AI investments for these top companies is expected to be over $1 trillion. That's not just a projection, it's a massive shift in how value is being created in the global economy. Of course, this club isn't static. There are always new companies pushing to get in. So let's turn our attention to the ones on the watch list, the contenders, right on the verge of breaking through. And what a fascinating mix this is. You've got Oracle, another tech giant trying to ride that same AI and cloud wave, but then you have huge names from completely different industries, JP Morgan from finance, Walmart from retail, and then, of course, you have the ultimate wildcard, Tesla, whose future could go in a dozen different directions. This comparison really nails the two different playbooks for getting into the club. On one side, you have the established titan, Berkshire Hathaway, built on a foundation of steady, long-term value. And on the other, you have the challenger, Oracle, betting everything on rapid, explosive growth, powered by the latest tech. Okay, so we've met the members, we've seen the engine, and we've scouted the contenders. Let's step back and look at the big picture. What is the one thing you really need to take away from all this?
This is it, right here. The engine creating and expanding the $1 trillion club is technology, plain and simple. And more specifically, it's about who can best master AI and cloud infrastructure. The companies that are winning this race aren't just joining the club, they're building a whole new, even more exclusive floor on top of it.
Which brings us to this incredible thought. The goalposts are already moving. It's not just about hitting $1 trillion anymore. The new race is about using AI to create a level of value we've never seen before. People are already seriously talking about which company will be the first to hit $5 trillion. And that's the question I want to leave you with. As AI continues to just explode, who do you think gets to 5 trillion first? Will it be one of the current titans? Or could a new player come out of nowhere and completely change the game? The race is definitely on.